Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you tonight. Tomorrow is WWE's Monday Night Raw, October 20th, the show. It's going to be a big one coming to you from Kansas City, and I've heard rumblings all day long about Hulk Hogan appearing on WWE on Monday Night Raw tomorrow, and I went looking through WWE.com, and I could not find anywhere, not on the front page, not on the Monday Night Raw's sort of sub-page off to the side where they, tell you the 5 big things that are going to happen on Monday night. I can't find it anywhere, but I can find it reported on like 1,000 websites out there that Hulkster's going to be there. Went through Hogan's Twitter. I didn't really find anything saying, hey, we're heading to Kansas City tomorrow, but I'm going to think that more than likely something's going to be going down. Maybe WWE doesn't want to be saying that Hulkster's going to be there after last week, basically touting out to the world that Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, was going to be on Monday Night Raw. And when the show was over, maybe you were like me saying, hey, where the hell was Flair? Maybe he had some sort of health problems pop up again, and maybe he had to go get some work done, and we're all hoping for Ric Flair to get through. He's had some bad, couple of months, the last few months. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was excited to see Ric Flair. But the story came out basically that when the writers got done writing the show and Vince had finally approved it, Flair, who was advertised and promoted, flown into the show, basically had to go home because they didn't have anything for him. Flair took off early in the afternoon when he realized he didn't need to be there. I don't know if Flair thought he was going to be in the way. Maybe he talked to everybody that he wanted to talk to, and he got a free trip to wherever the heck Raw was last week, and he wanted to go out and hit the town and see what the local hotties were all about. That's the Ric Flair I know. So maybe that's the reason why Hulkster isn't being advertised. Hulkster already came in. We saw him a few weeks ago, basically, when they kicked off. They were in Raw in Chicago. They kicked off the October month with everybody wearing pink. He came down there in the pink Hulk Hogan Hulkamania shirt, and we saw him twice in the month of August. Once for his birthday, August 11th, and that was in Portland, where Brock Lesnar came down, and then Cena came and broke up that party, and then we saw him the night after SummerSlam, basically, or it wasn't the night after, but it was 2 weeks. Maybe something like that, dude. For the Night of Champions rematch, they had the legends all in the ring, sitting behind a commentator's booth, talking about what was going to be going down at Night of Champions if Cena had a chance to win. And of course, there was Hogan, there was Flair, and Shawn Michaels, 3 of the biggest superstars of all time. And Hogan was saying Cena had a chance. Flair and Michaels were basically just saying anything that Hogan was saying was wrong. I think that if Hogan would have said the sky was blue, Flair and Michaels would have been saying no, it's actually purple, or anything like that, just to disagree with the guy, trying to make him look bad out there. But I don't know. The one, sort of mysterious thing that I'm thinking about, that the reason why they're not advertising Hogan, is that more than likely what I think they're going to be doing is they're going to be trying to beef up the network numbers. And I'm thinking what they're going to be doing, and more than likely, is announcing when England, the UK, is going to be getting the WWE Network. I think this is what they're going to be doing. Lots of talk about October 30th is going to be the next time WWE announces the network number. Of course, all of these numbers that they've announced in the past have all been under what they think that they were going to be, and this is going to be after a major worldwide expansion. Australia, New Zealand, lots of countries like that, but they hadn't been able to hit the UK yet. I think what they're going to be doing, because the last time I heard when it was going to be announced, not when it was starting, but when they announced the date that they were going to be going and setting up their WWE Network there, where you can basically get online and check all the awesome stuff out that almost everybody else in the world is able to see. I'm guessing that they're going to have Hogan announce on the 20th that it's coming sooner. So that way, once that network number gets announced on the 30th, I'm guessing more than likely that they'll be able to back that up. But, hey, we're going into the UK. The UK is always, one of our biggest money makers. There's lots of fans there. They can talk about how many people go to these Raw and SmackDown and house shows when they do these world tours when they go over there after WrestleMania, and they always have huge weeks every time they go over there. I'm definitely thinking once they get over there, it's going to be a large number of subscribers. You know, we're not going to be at the 2 million mark that WWE has been saying they were going to be at for so long, and some people have said that the 1 million mark is the magic number that they need to be at. I think they're close. I think they're there. I would be heartbroken if the WWE Network went away. I think this is one of the best things that's ever happened to me as a wrestling fan. Almost anything in the world is a finger click away for me watching, and it seems like, you know, every week they're adding new things. With this, the SmackDown 15th year anniversary, they went through and uploaded dozens and dozens of shows to check out. And I know some people who sit at home and you know, do nothing but watch wrestling. You know, they say there's not enough stuff out there. But for somebody like me who, you know, has a full-time job, come home and he just basically wants to watch one show or maybe a few matches, you know, to wind down, I think there's plenty of stuff to go through. Not that there's anything wrong with the people who watch the WWE Network all day long. It's not like, honestly, that if you know, I didn't have to go to work, I wouldn't be sitting here watching it as well. But I don't know what else there could be for Hogan to do. I mean, there's no real announcements going down except for that. I mean, he's already announced the Susan B. Komen deal with everybody wearing pink and go buy a pink T-shirt and they donate proceeds and everything like that. You know, I don't really see him standing up and challenging Rusev, especially after The Rock did this a few weeks ago. It seems like that feud is all, you know, wrapped up around Big Show and Mark Henry, and seeing what's gonna unveil, you know, out of that whole big deal. I think everybody's looking for Mark Henry to turn on the Big Show, but maybe they might do a complete 180 where Big Show turns on Mark Henry or something like that, and that just kicks off in a different way. Maybe they just come out and say the reason why they did this is because everybody was expecting something else. But I can't really think of anything else there would be. You know, WWE Network announcement, or that. The last time Hogan was in Kansas City is when he won the World Championship in 2002. He beat Triple H. Triple H was coming off his big Royal Rumble win, coming back from the quad surgery, beating Chris Jericho in the main event of WrestleMania 18. And here he is a month later, just dropping the championship to Hulk Hogan, who was hot at the time, but I think he was hot like a nostalgia factor. Nobody wanted to see the championship on him. I'm one of the biggest Hulk Hogan fans in the world, and I remember saying that if Hogan beat Triple H at the pay-per-view, I would pick my television up and throw it outside of the window. Now, I didn't do it, but I was mad, and I remember thinking that it was a stupid idea. Hogan came back, and yeah, I understood that Hogan was a full-time wrestler still at the time, but Hogan didn't need to be champion. Triple H was the man. He was the game. He was it in 2002. I mean, he was the guy. You got to think if Stone Cold Steve Austin was winding down, of course, he would take his ball and go home in that year. I'm trying to think if he had done it at that time, and I don't think so. I think Austin was still on the show at that time when Hogan won the championship. And The Rock was... let's see, that would be... He'd still be there, but he'd be gone more than he was there. So, I mean, it was a weird time in WWE. They were definitely, you know, trying to get repositioned for what would be the future. Of course, from there, you would see the, you know, the rise of Evolution with Batista and Randy Orton. That would be coming soon. So that was definitely a weird time in WWE back in 2002. Sort of how they were, you know, always consistently rolling stars out, and somewhere along the way they got lost track, and they used to be pushing guys to the top, and now it seems like they push guys to the mid-card, and then they don't want to push him anymore. So, I don't fucking know. This video's gone long enough. Hopefully, the Hulkster's going to be there. Hopefully, he does something awesome, but hope you're as fired up as I am. Got the guns out, baby. Hulk Hogan. Kansas City, get ready.